Welcome to Teed Off Dad, the podcast where the fairways are long, the patience is short, and the stories, well, they're endless. I'm your host, Rich, a middle-aged dad with a golf obsession, a growing handicap, and a family that keeps me on my toes on and off the course. Each week I'll take you through my latest rounds, the highs, the hazards, and the hilarious moments in between, because let's face it, life's a lot like golf. Unpredictable, frustrating, and very occasionally brilliant. One dad, one handicap, endless stories. Let's tee off. So following August's dismal failure to play enough golf, which hopefully, I hope you've listened to episode 5, because if you've gone straight into episode 6 and not heard 5, the Did It Happen episode, you realise I failed miserably. I thought I'd set a target that I would easily smash, but no, it didn't work at all. So in my head, September, I thought, and after it all going pear-shaped last month, I would not set myself a target this month, which is kind of daft really, because I've just released episode 5. It's now the 19th of September, and I've already played 45 holes of golf this month. Now that's not a lot, and that's nowhere near what I wanted to. But we have, in the UK, we've just had a week to 10 days of absolute rain, wind, thunder and lightning. And I've not woken up in the morning and ooh, let's go play golf in the blustering rain or blustering wind and rain to get soaked. So, yeah, I've chickened out. But what I have had this month is a couple of new courses I've never played before that I've really enjoyed. Challenging, but not... I think they're challenging for my level, which, when you walk off enjoying playing, but knowing you could have done better, it's, I think that's a good feeling for me. I'm starting to see where my game fails. I've started using the 18 Birdies app. I've got friends on there as well, so a bit of encouragement when you play around, back and forth. So no, I'm optimistic of September. It's the first part's not been great, but going forwards, I'm say 45 so far. I hope to be over 70 holes of golf this month, which, I'll be chuffed if I get it in. I need to practice, and I think the only way I'll get better is play more. I failed last month, but this month I'm on a roll. Let's see how it finishes. So fortunately, I decided to review what I've recorded previously, and a section going through had some really bad feedback. I don't really know where it's come from. So I turned round and deleted it and starting again. So I've just listened to the previous section I recorded on the 19th of September, and it's now the 6th of October, and my golfing month came to an absolute grinding halt. As I've kind of mentioned, I played Kildworth Springs, which was the course I'll talk about in a minute, and I'll talk about what went wrong. See, very positive there. Although, as I said, I walked off reasonably happy. There were a few things I look back at and think I really do need to improve, otherwise I'm going nowhere. I need to take the time to do it. The second round was Cambridge Golf and Country Club. Really nice course, did reasonably well, although the scores didn't show it. But at times I played bad, good and everything in between. There is a couple of things I've noticed, a couple of glaring things that I'll again talk about later. And then I've also got a 9-hole blog of my local course. The one and only time I played in September at my local course. It's only 5 minutes from my house. The 9-hole takes less than 2 hours to play and be back in my house. And I only played it once, which I think out of everything, that sums up the month I've had. Later on, I'll talk about something that struck me from a grand entrance at the Ryder Cup. I did chuckle about, really just stood out like a sore thumb. I've seen a couple of people not mention it, but I'm going to follow on from that. It also links to a previous one, which is a bit of a hint, is golf shoes on the driving range, so a bit of a spoiler. And I've also got a question, I'll talk about it later, but it's Scotty Scheffler related this time, back to the Ryder Cup. So, here we go, Kilworth Springs, let's do it. Kilworth Springs, as I said, is a golf course near Lutterworth in Leicestershire, bottom end of Leicestershire, just off the M1. Now, historically, I believe it was old sand and gravel quarry. So it's one of those courses that seems to drain pretty well, which was a good sign because driving down was reasonably wet. And as we started playing, there was a lot of moisture on the greens, it must not have rained actually, it must have just been dew, but the greens were reasonably wet. We teed off playing with a work colleague, a couple of people I didn't know. The aim of the game for me that day was playing simple golf. Drivers in the boot, stays there. 3 wood, 5 wood, again stay in the car. So 4 wood becomes my driving club. Pretty well hit before wood. I was driving not a million miles away from, probably 10, 15 yards away from my playing partners with their drivers. So I was reasonably happy. Getting over 200 yards, I'm managing it, and in fairness, I'm playing some decent shots. Doing really well, and my putting just had a life of its own. I think, I know I had 2 4-putts, which, when you walk away with a 5 on a par 3 and you were on the green in 1, is not the greatest of golfing stories or golfing attributes. If I was a blaming person, I'd start to say, well, to start with, it was all right. I got used to it being wet, and as the weather warmed up, the greens dried out, they got quicker, and you've got to relearn the speed again. But that's not really, I think incompetence is probably the word. Par 3, a decent 8 iron onto the side of the green, about 35 feet away. And for some reason, I'd been putting okay, I just rocketed it another 20 foot past. No idea why I hit it so hard. Didn't even feel that I'd hit it so hard. So I watch it fly past the hole, not just dribble past the hole. So I try and compose myself, walk round the other side. I knew the line because I'd just seen it come the other way. I only missed the hole by a couple of inches to the side, so I knew the line. Got myself ready, took a deep breath before I putted, and hit the green or before the ball, and it went about 12 feet. So from 30 feet away, I've now hit over 40 feet worth of putts. Kind of heads going, you idiot, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just trying to take a breath, look around, take a practice stroke. Though I think the one thing that probably helps is focus-wise. I've got some provisional golf balls. That's the brand that make them. I'm using what they call the Bimax, a 2-piece ball, and it's got a lovely black line on it. So I use that. The putt reading isn't bad. So I've got it all lined up. Take a breath, hit it, lip out. So, yep, 4th putt in the hole. Try not to throw the putter, walk back, put it in my bag, move on to the next hole, play on. Couple of holes later, this one was kind of, I suppose it's still stupid in another way, not too bad. I think it was a par, was it the par 5? A couple of good shots, fairway going forwards. Really thinking that it's gone out my head. Chuffed to bits. Thinking, there we go, I'm doing pretty well. I've managed to get it out my head, managed to move on. And just on the green in 4, I think it's a good couple of shots. My chip, or my 3rd shot onto the green, drifted. So chip on for a 4, 1 in 4, thinking, right, couple of putts, 6, I'll walk away with that. No. I can't put my finger on why this happened. The only thing I could think was just not concentrating, not lining up, not taking me breath. But none of them were miles away. And I think I just got kind of lazy. And yeah, 4 putts later, I am not happy, but it is what it is. The only way I can do anything about it is get my arse into gear and play better. Overall, I took a 21 over. Handicap fishing, according to England Golf, is 21.6. So I played to handicap with 2 horrendous putting issues and generally played all right. I did have a chat with the fella I was playing with, because leading up to one of the holes, just short right, reasonably, the lie, there wasn't a lot of grass. I thought, hard ground. Somehow I managed to get my 60-degree completely under the ball. Rather than going 30 feet to the hole, went about 15 feet. So I look over, the chap next to me then plays his shot from about 45 feet away. And I look and I think, oh, that's a lovely shot. He's not got it airborne, but he's not putted it. I looked across and he'd got a chipper. And his comment was, I swear by this chipper. He says, and one of the reasons, unfortunately, is what you've just done. I don't know what, just half the distance chip with a 60-degree. So overall, as I say, generally really pleased, because if I was to take, 2 4 putts, so there's 4 shots, the duff chip is 5. So yeah, if only I could get rid of them, then I'd be in the mid-80s, which I think I'd be proud to be, considering where I've come from. But we shall see. So my next 9 holes was at Branston, my club, on the Eagle course. It's easy. Overall, I was 4 over. 4 pars, a birdie, and 3 bogeys, or 3 bogeys and 1 double. So played really well, some really good shots in there. Again, chipping let me down a bit. Driving into the fairways, I've got, it says here in the app, 75% fairways hit, 33% of greens in regulation, and 12 putts. So I've done, I think greens in regulation need a bit of work. The putting on this one was all right. couple of duff chips, and I've just got a. The joke is when I play with a couple of lads from work, the comment we often say is commit or hit it. Often one of the lads I play with, if he could find the happy medium between chipping and putting, he'd be a good 4 or 5 shots better off. He seems to over-hit his chips and under-hit his puts. Me, I just seem to duff chips. I'll get into good positions, and I don't know if... I did notice a little bit that there's kind of a fear of whacking it, of going too much. So, again, practice makes perfect. I just need to get in and around, 30 feet. But it's the short chips that are killing me. 60, 70 yards, wedges in, all right. But get to 20 yards, that type in, I don't know, just something, it's not working for me. I need to work it out. But mentally was where I had a bit of a faux pas, because the third hole I was playing on, the tee box is just behind the green for the second on the championship course. So as I'm stood on the tee, looking down the fairway, 200 odd yards, thinking, right, 4 iron, try and hit the fairway, chip on, couple of putts, easy par. So logic-wise, it should be easy. Just as I'm about ready to take my shot, I look, the 4 people on the second are walking off the green, watching me, and I don't know where it's come from, but I shanked it right. Now, right is trees, and beyond the trees is the third on the championship course. So, off the tee box, shank it right. You should shout for right. But they're all looking at me, and I just give out the most ridiculous 4. I don't know where it came from. I didn't know. It was squeaky, weird, and if I wasn't embarrassed enough of just shanking one right, this stupid shout of 4 made the ones that weren't looking at me look at me even worse. And I just felt like, I just thought, what an idiot. I think one of the shouts that came back was, good job we're not there yet. I was a bit, sorry guys, and just knuckled down. They'd gone out of sight, couldn't see him anymore, re-teed up, 4 iron, middle of the fairway. That can only be mental. I don't know any other way why I would have done that if it wasn't for the people being there. Now, I'm not blaming them, it's completely in my head, but I don't know why. 2 shots, first one shanked, second one bit of a draw into the fairway. It's one of those things in golf that I just don't know. Didn't know when can't remember the last time I shanked one, and then I did it to an audience. So if you're going to do it to an audience. That's what I say. So the final round, which kind of shows exactly how my September went, used to be Bourne Golf and Leisure Club, but it's now Cambridge Golf and Country Club. 17th of September. So all good intention, 13 days left. After that, a couple of weekends, I was thinking between 2 and 4 rounds of golf, but I actually played 0. Granted, one weekend, again, the weather was awful, but family life, my golf was put to one side with lots going on with the family. So the golf club, really impressed. I knew where it was, I've been past it, but as I go, really looks like they've invested a hell of a lot of money in the clubhouse. Really nice clubhouse, modern, there's a gym in there. The one thing that did get me was the toilets are passcode locked and nobody told me the code. So decide, have a drink or have a coffee when we get there, walk around, trying to go to the loo, can't get in, thinking, you start thinking, I'm at the wrong place, I'm at the wrong toilet. Unfortunately, a chap walked up behind me, told me the code, and I was able to get to the loo. But yeah, it's good job I wasn't absolutely desperate for it. But yeah, had a coffee, drink, visited the loo, bit of putting practice on the putting green, trying to get the feel for it. Got a couple of buggies for the 4 of us on this one. New course, didn't know if it was uphill, downhill. I'm having a bit of a problem with my hip at the minute, but I'll talk about that another time. So got a couple of buggies, meant to be 4 of us. We start off with 3. It was, what was it? The best 3 scores from the 4 of you. Just kind of put the pressure on to start with. Happy we got the buggies. We started partway around the back 9. I think it was the 12th. So it was a good old drive to get to the 12th before we even. But really nice course. Pretty open. No real. There was hazards and danger, but generally really nice course. Played really well. That was the morning. Getting a bit mixed up with the Kilworth Springs, but that was the morning. It was we teed off at 2, so I'm driving down about 10:30. Going down the motorway, the heavens absolutely opened. Everybody was slowing down. Nobody was doing over 60 mile an hour. Windscreen wipers were going like mad, and I just dreading getting there and playing in the absolute soaking rain. So I dropped into Sports Direct, grabbed myself a cheap waterproof jacket, thinking it's going to be the best way of doing it. And if I've got a waterproof, there's then no excuse for not playing more golf. Yep, see how well that worked. So yeah, started off 3 of us playing okay. Nothing to shout about. Some really good shots, really bad shots, and it kind of sums up 50% of the fairways I hit in regulation, only 11% of greens in regulation, which is, that's 11% of 18 is, basically hit 2. And I took 36 putts, 2 on every hole. Now that doesn't tell the whole story, but I thought that's not too bad. 2 a hole, I can probably cope with that. Just generally not playing my best. I think when you look at it, I'd got loads of doubles, loads of bogeys, and I ended up with 1 par and 1 birdie. Now, the more impressive thing with the birdie was that it followed an absolute nightmare of a hole. So the first hole at this course, so we're a good 6-7 in. It's a par 3. Nice little tee off, clubhouse on your left, tee over a brook, onto a green, all simple. Yeah, simple, you say. For some reason, just maybe lack of skill, lack of ability, scuffed my iron, came up about 4-5 yards short of the brook. I thought, lucky that I'm not going in the brook. I was about 75, 80 yards away. Decided to get my 54 degree, set myself up, took a breath, thought, I can still salvage a decent score. And I don't know if I thinned it, topped it. It went 7 yards forward into the ditch, filled with water. So, a bit like a couple of expletives came out. Thought, right, get your head screw back on. You know this shot, it's a doddle, you can do this. Managed to do exactly the same shot into the water. So, like, right, forget that. Come on, forget it. Next shot, so 4th physical shot, onto the green, single putt. So, yeah, I thought to myself, I've not done too badly there with my head getting past that, being able to get past that. Second hole, par 4, 4-iron fairway. Pitching wedge onto the green, 1 putt. And that kind of sums up. I just don't know, to play some absolute garbage to then just hit 3 pure shots. I think that's... I know I'm not at the level of that level, obviously, but I suppose that, I think I heard somebody once say, you're only ever 1 good shot away from quitting. Now, that was probably 3 good shots away from quitting, if you look at it that way. But generally, I went round in 98 after all. Nothing, reasonable points because of high handicap, but generally wasn't the best. I'd love to play the course again because I think I could really do, really play better once I know the course. But yeah, to 98, and it's funny, I'd said I lost 3 balls on that day, 2 on the same hole, and 1 I topped a drive off the tee, went into the long rough about 30 yards in front, and 2 of it, I watched it, followed it, the grass was about knee height, and I have no chance of finding that. We looked for a few minutes, so just dropped back on, played another and carried on. But I got all excited part way round. I said to one of the lads, wow, I've only lost 1 ball today. And the comment back was, and what about the other 2 in the ditch? So I think one thing I kind of did like about that was that I had put it out of my mind, that I had forgotten that. I think the birdie probably, which is a really good thing for me, the birdie took that straight out of my head, or the few good shots. But generally, yeah, really nice club. I don't know the purpose of it, but just next to the putting green as we went in, they had a Land Rover, not the Defender, a Discovery. One of the urban automotive ones that had been big wheels, tuned, I assume, bit of a body kit, extra lights, spoilers, whatever. Not gaudy, looked really nice. I'd say I'm a really big fan of some of the work they do. Their Defenders, the kits they have for their Defenders are top notch. But yeah, and I kind of started thinking, is this area, is it the affluent area? Is that why it's there? You see it, you look at it and think, right, I'll go and buy one. It's not for me, but yeah, it was really, we had a good laugh. Hardly rained. We had a few showers, but we got round all 18. Had a meal afterwards, the presentation. I think the winning team got something like 120 points, which best 3 from 4. I still don't believe they got 120 points, because that's really everybody, every hole, any 3 from 4 having a really good hole, either birdieing, eagle, or so I'm not convinced, but It was a really good day. Added to the money we'd raised the previous years for charity. So overall, not dissatisfied. Just if I could get rid of the daft rubbish out of my golf game, I think I'd be stating the bleeding obvious. I'd be a better player. But I think mentally as well, if I could get rid of some of them, even if I'm not pin seeking with chips, just to be going roughly where I want them to be is a long way away from where I feel I am now. So, following a theme from a few episodes, from last episode where I talked about golf shoes on a driving range, I was watching highlights of the Ryder Cup. There's the big hoo-ha, Donald Trump coming in. What was it? His helicopter, was it, landed? So he gets out, and the first thing that strikes me is he's got white shoes on. Now, my first thought was, white shoes? Of course, then it dawned on me, he's a golfer. They've got to be white golf shoes. But it kind of makes me wonder, why would you dress normally and turn up then to a golf course in your suit and your tie and what have you, in golf shoes? Surely he's got shoes or boots that would be either waterproof or suitable for walking, but to turn up in golf shoes? Yeah, and white ones at that, to make it stand out that little bit further, I thought was a little bit strange. And kind of following on the Ryder Cup theme, last time the Ryder Cup was at the Marco Simone course in Italy. Now, best player in the world, arguably back then, was still Scotty Scheffler. And he didn't really perform. Him and Brooks Koepka got hammered, was it 9 and 7? Something embarrassing. And then this year, you kind of think he's the best player in the world, it's got to be a quirk. But this time, I'm pretty sure he lost both his, is it foursomes and four balls? Now, that was not expected of the best golfer in the world. No matter who you're playing with, you would assume the form he's been in and the golfer that he is, that he wouldn't be losing. But then he went out and he beat Rory McIlroy in the singles. Only really close, really good dogfight between the two of them. But he beat him, but on singles. It brings me round to something a while ago that I heard through work. We've done a lot of team building and coaching and what have you. And the All Blacks rugby union team have, I think is it 16 mantras that they live by, such as leave the shirt in a better place than where you found it, clean the changing rooms, make a lasting impact into people's lives, don't leave your mess for others to clear up. And the one that I say everyone cottons onto is the no dickheads rule. And when it was explained, it kind of felt pretty true, because the way that we had it sold to us was, you could be the best in your position in the world, in your sport, but if personality and behaviours don't fit in with the morals and the way that your manager or the team wants to be, then there's no space for you. Now, that made me start thinking a little bit about Scotty Scheffler. He may be the best golfer in the world, but when you come into a team sport, if you're not a team player, it will show up, and it kind of makes you think, is that the reason that he's great on a one-on-one basis, but as a partner or a playing partner, he's not that way inclined. I don't know. It just something. And this is not me trying to knock the Europeans, because the Europeans played out their skin that first couple of days, and I would never want to, take away from what they did. But it does make you wonder: did Keegan Bradley play Scotty Scheffler because of who he is, rather than how well he would work in the team environment? You would think best player in the world, whether you're playing on your own or with a partner, you'd still be able to play great golf and grind some results out. But I don't know. Is that, was playing him twice? I suppose you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you're Keegan Bradley, you don't play him and you lose. Everyone criticising you, saying, why do you not play the best player in the world? You play him and you lose. I suppose there's less, but I don't know. It's just made me think, actually, that, why does he not perform on that stage? Funny. I suppose we'll never know. And I don't think I'll ever get the chance to interview him and ask him, how come you are the best player in the world? You're undoubtedly talented. You have all the attributes for this sport, yet when you're not on your own, you don't perform. Just an observation from watching another European victory over the Americans. So that brings me to the end of another episode. Massive thank you to everybody that stuck with it and is still listening. I'm available. The podcast is available on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and a lot of other podcast servers that I wasn't aware of. So, massive thank you to everybody. Downloads are creeping up, which, again, still amazes me. So, for any suggestions or comments, please feel free to email me at teedoffdad@gmail.com. You can also find me on X at teedoffdad, and on TikTok, which I'm a whole lot more comfortable posting on, at teed.off.dad. We're on TikTok now. I'm approaching 600 followers. So, there's a lot of... hopefully I'm starting to reach different people now and get other people have a listen. And if a couple of people enjoy or get anything out of what I'm doing, then sometimes it's helping me, get things off my chest, explain things. Just a bit of time to explain things. I'm uploading different comment on there. Anyone think it's rubbish, please. Anyone think it's good? I'm open to criticism, and anything that might help, I'm up for. I'd like to improve, get this better. I'm working on production and all those different things. So again, it's still me, myself and I. I'm recording it using software called Cleanfeed, editing using Riverside FM, and uploading onto the many servers with Buzzsprout. One dad, one handicap. This has been Teed Off Dad. Thank you and good night.